Hey, what's good, everybody? For once, I can actually say that everything's pretty good with me because, to be honest with you, I probably shouldn't be alive right now. At the very least, I should be in the hospital with some pretty severe injuries. But as you can see, instead, by the grace of God, I am perfectly fine. Um, Last night, December 8th, 2023, on 495 Capitol Beltway, a straight up Final Destination scenario. I am in Maryland on the outer loop going towards Virginia, so going towards Tyson's. And I am in 4-lane highway. I am in one of the middle lanes closest to the left lane. Again, it's about 7:30 at night, so traffic's pretty much died down from the, work commute. Still a lot of cars on the road. By no means is the road empty. If you're from the area, you know. But I'm cruising about 70 miles an hour. But again, a good amount of cars on the road. Next thing I know, obviously it's dark out. Next thing I know, there is a white pickup truck, construction vehicle in the left lane. Probably about 3-4 car lengths in front of me. Maybe a little more, I don't know. He's got about, I'd say 6 to 7, 12 to 18 foot extension ladders in the bed of his truck. I'm not talking about the fold ladders that you use to paint. I'm talking about the big aluminum joints that you put on a house to get up to the roof. At least 7 of those in the bed of the pickup truck. Next thing I know, we hit a bump. 2 of the ladders come flying out of the bed of the truck. I immediately go into 8K slow-mo. You know when you're watching football and they zoom in on the huddle and the background's blurred, but you can see the players in crystal clear 4K with the boosted frame rate. I swear everything after this I saw like that. The ladders hit the pavement, hit the road at such a speed that sparks start flying. I'm sorry, reliving this is honestly kind of traumatizing as I try to piece it all back together. Sparks start flying. Immediately, obviously, it turns into every man for themselves because the ladders are ricocheting in between lanes. So cars have to start swerving in and out of lanes to try to avoid them. I decide to just stay where I am. Within the first second or two, I pretty much just accept that I'm going to get in a wreck and it's probably going to be pretty bad. But what I wanted to do, my number one priority, was to avoid one of the ladders coming through my windshield. They were ricocheting back and forth that high up. So I wanted to keep everything in front of me so I could try to avoid the ladders. By the grace of God, not one car collision happened. As I was able to finally pass one of the ladders, I did hear a clunk right behind me on the back of my car. I drive a pretty big SUV, and the damage is about halfway up the door, so this gives you an idea of how high up the ladders were flying around in the middle of the highway. Once the ladder hits and I feel like I might be in the clear, I am able to check my rear view because in my mind I'm like, this has to be causing all type of mayhem behind me. Again, as far as I could see in that split second, everyone was swerving, but everyone, at least at high speed, was able to avoid the initial event. By the time I came back to, fight or flight ended. The pickup truck was gone. Dude didn't stop. Dude didn't even pump his brakes. He just got the hell out of there. What a piece of shit that guy is. If you witness this, and we can try to ID this white pickup truck, let me know in the comments. We're talking again 12 to 18 foot ladders on the highway. This had to have caused some type of backup, lane closure, cars driving over ladders. Again, I was in the very front of this as soon as I went down. So as far as the ramifications of traffic and all that, I'm not sure what went down. But if you were driving on the Beltway last night and you ended up being stuck in this, again, in the comments, please let me know. That'd be crazy to find out. As far as car damage goes, not gonna lie, I was definitely expecting to have some pretty bad dents back here once I got home last night. But even in the daylight today, all I can really find are these scratches here. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're on there pretty good. But considering that a ladder hit me at high speed on the highway, I will definitely take it. I haven't even had this car a year, so I'm definitely no car detailer. So in the comments, if you could give me a recommendation on the best way to maybe try to get these scratches out. I'm not sure if they're topical enough to do that or if they're actually in the paint, but if you guys have any suggestions, or if it just looks like a lost cause and I need to get a touch-up done, let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. I know they make like scrubs and whatnot to help with this from auto stores, so I don't know if any of that would work for me or not. So to close, I'll just say, if you run a construction company in the DMV and one of your employees drives a white truck and they roll up to work on Monday morning with 2 ladders missing, man, you already know what time it is. It's time to do God's work and get them out of here. And if somehow the person driving that truck sees this video, man, freak your weak, beat up pickup truck. It's Saturday night, Sunday morning, you should go to church, get on those knees, confess in front of the congregation, and start thanking God that you ain't catching manslaughter charges right now, bro. How could you be so careless? How could you put so many people's lives at risk just because you couldn't tie down some ladders after work? Bro, what? And the last thing I'll say is, man, if you're out here on these highways and you notice a truck in front of you carrying wood, tools, ladders, mattresses, Christmas trees, whatever it may be, man, get over and get by them as fast as you can, because their laziness, their lack of care for other humans cannot keep you from getting home to your loved ones that night. Like, it is not worthless. It's really crazy that I even have to say this. Any like terrifying version of this that you've created in your head from me describing it, it probably was pretty close to what happened. Again, if you were caught in the aftermath of this, or somehow were at the front lines of it like I was, let me know in the comments. Maybe we can track this person down, or at least I'd love to hear what the aftermath was like. And again, if you could hit me in the comments for some recommendations on how to get these scratches out of my car, I'd really appreciate that too. But again, I'm fine by the grace of God somehow. I appreciate the well wishes, and I'll see you guys next time.